Hey everybody, welcome back to Plum Figgy. This is Tammy. Okay, so I have been going, I think I've looked through all of my older or antique books that I've got saved for doing either an altered book or where you keep the pages in and tear out pages, or that I wanted to use the spine or the covers for junk journals. For my next altered book prompt, altered book prompt, yeah, I can't talk. I don't know what I'm trying to say right now. For my next project. So, because, you know, as you know, this book is full to the brim and I'm not going to get any more into here. And so it's time to move on to another journal. And after I was watching the last video on this little series, I realized I need to keep this prompt list in this one. Otherwise, you're never going to know what the numbers mean. So anyway, I'm sorry. I'm all over the place right now. So I will go ahead and keep this one in here, and then I'll just print off another one of these and mark off the ones that I've already done so I don't do them again. Although I guess it doesn't really matter, but I'll make a mark of some kind so that at least I won't do those first, because I probably chose them for a reason, so I don't want to do the same thing again. Okay, so I've been going round and round in my mind on what I want to do. If I wanted to do the same thing where I do an actual altered book and take out the pages and glue them down like I did the last time, or if I want to take just an old book, remove the book block, and do my own pages on the inside. Honestly, either way would be great, but I'm really feeling the need to continue with that same thought process that I did from this other one. And so I've kind of whittled it down to, I've been super picky, you guys, like seriously. I feel like every book that is maybe a candidate was pretty much the same color of blue, and I've also just, I hit the jackpot with this one. I mean, I really love this cover. I didn't do a dang thing to it, and yeah, it's just got the perfect water spots on it and everything. So, I don't know. I kind of, I don't know if I can recreate this as good, but you know, that's alright. That's not the goal. The goal is to move on and do another fun project. So anyway, I've whittled it down to these two, and the reasons that I chose them are I like the idea of doing a green cover, which would be a little bit different. I do really like this down here. It's kind of grungy. It's called Spoon Handle. I don't mind the spine. Actually, I think the spine is kind of nice. Not sure that I would keep this on the front. I'd probably cover that with something different. And then obviously I would cover this if I was going to use it. I like the pages in here. Both of these are sewn in signature books, which I kind of knew that was going to be the case when I was going to go for this project, because I knew I wanted to use an old book. I could easily use a brand new book from the Dollar Tree, no problem whatsoever, and I'm not knocking that at all. I mean, I've done it myself plenty of times, but for this one, I think I want to use an old book. So, this one has the pages that are kind of like they're not, you know, flush. There's like, I don't know how well you can see that, but they're kind of jagged on the end, and actually this one's that way too, but maybe not quite as much. This one is a book. It's called American Philosophy. It was obviously sitting in a bookshelf with the sun beating down on it, so I think it's interesting that the spine is a completely different color than the cover. I like this cover as well, although I can't tell if it's dirt. It's probably dirt, or sun fading. I like this though, so I think if I did use either one of these, I would probably need to do something to the cover of both of them, which is also fine. This one I like because it's just a little bit bigger. The cover of this one is 6 1/4 wide by 9 inches high. So, and then this one is 8 1/4 inches high. So it's like 3/4 inches higher. It's almost an inch taller. And a little bit wider, as you can see. So I like the fact that there's a little bit more surface area with this one. Also, I liked the sizes of both of these, the spine. Not too big, not too small. I felt like my other one, the spine was, well, I've stretched it. It started a little bit more like this at the top here. And now it's just gator mouth. And that's a good size, but I didn't feel like it really lasted as long as maybe it could have. I don't know, maybe I'm setting myself up for a really long process with this journal. But having said all of that, well, I do really like this one and the possibility. I like the feeling of the pages in this one too. Actually, I like the feeling of the pages in both of these. This one's just a little bit softer feeling. Not that that even really matters, honestly. But, you know, I have that other really big book. Maybe I should focus more on a smaller book. And then I do like that the cover is green. Okay, I'll go with this one. And I like the font of the, I like the font in here as well. So, yeah, these are thin, but not like so badly thin that they're gonna deteriorate. I think this will be a good one to work with. So, okay, well, I'm going to tear out pages tonight, and I don't know that I'll have much time to do much else beyond that with this one, but I'll get this one prepared and we'll see what kind of time I have left. I've got a lot of other things I need to accomplish tonight, so and I do kind of want to, you know, have an hour to myself maybe to just like relax. Wait, what's that? So anyway, okay, so let me kind of walk you through my process, because this one, having sewn in signatures, it's a little trickier. You can't just tear out a bunch of pages like with a Reader's Digest journal in succession. So what I've done is I found the middle of my first signature, and I know that because I can see the threads there in the middle. So what I'm going to do is figure out how many pages are in this signature. And what I've done in the past is I either decide to tear out the two in the very middle, skip a page, and then tear out two more, skip a page, and then tear out two more. So so that would be 6 pages out of each signature, but then we're not going to have an even, see, you don't, I find that, big old sneeze, I find that, yeah, see, some of these are already glued together. Boy, am I making this harder on myself than it needs to be. I'm feeling like I want to do something a little easier right now, and I don't know that this is really going to help me with that. Okay, so let's find the middle of the signature. Sometimes they're so far tucked down inside that it's hard to find the middle. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to count. Let's see, where's signature here. I think these two, yeah, I'm guessing, because that was the case with the last book that I deconstructed, where the last 2 pages are glued together. Actually, it's the last page of the signature before and the first page of the next signature, I think, are glued together. So I think I'll keep those glued together that way. Or do I want to? Oh boy, I'm waffling all over the place right now. I don't know what I want to do, guys. Okay, well, let me count and see what I come up with. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then if this is the first one, it would be 7. We count this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this one should be glued to the next page, and it's not. So that's number 7, 8, and I think, yeah, that's the end of that signature. Okay, so there are 8 pages in each signature. So if I counted, this was 6, this would be 7, and then this is 8, and so then that's the beginning of the signature. Okay, so I think if I stick to my plan, I will rip out an even number every other page on both sides. So I guess I'm going to start in the middle, rip out these 2 in the middle, and then work backwards in the signature. So there's that one and that one. I'm going to skip this page and this page, and then I'm going to rip out this one. Ooh. What am I doing to myself? And then this one shouldn't be really attached anymore and pull right out. So that's 2. And we should have 2 more to pull out. This is just stuck underneath those other 2 book pages there. Okay, so we'll skip this one and this one, and I'll pull out this one and this one. Yep, that's pulling right out. We'll skip this one, which will be the last one that we skip in this signature, and that one, and pull out this one, which I believe is the beginning of the signature, and this one. Okay. So by doing it this way, we're basically keeping half of our pages in the book, which I know is still just way too many. So, what shall I do? Well, because this is the beginning of the signature and then this is the end. I feel like, so I took out 4 pages. The trick is I don't want to pull out too many, because then I'm not going to have any structure left. Because you can see how loose these strings are now. Well, maybe you can't. So I just pulled out another middle section, so then that's just keeping three pages into the signature essentially. And I will need to glue pages together, so let's see. If we glued that. Okay, I'm gonna rip out 4 from each signature first, and then if I feel like I need to pull some more out, I will do that. I've already done that in the second signature, but going forward I won't. So I will put you guys on fast forward, or maybe just cut past this because I don't know how interesting it will be, and I'll meet back up with you after that. Okay guys, well, I've got basically a little more than half of the book pages pulled out. Here is kind of how it looks. It's still got too many pages in there, I can tell you that right now. So I think what I'm going to do is go back and in every signature pull out that middle 2 pages that are left. Let's see, so I've already done that for the second signature, but I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll come back and kind of see how we sit at that point. So here is what we are left with after I removed another, I don't know how many. I accidentally took 2 out of one of these middle signatures. I accidentally grabbed an extra page, and some of you are probably cringing as I was pulling these little bits and pieces out from the middle. I know you're supposed to leave that in if they happen, but sometimes I think they may cause too much extra bulk unnecessarily, so I went ahead and pulled them out. Okay, so now what do I need to do? So okay, I'm not sure. I feel like I need to brush up on how I made the last one and go get my masking tape, because I'm going to need to tape all of them centers of a lot of these. But I need to glue together, let's see. Well, I need to glue together the pages that are definitely in the middle, I think. Every other page, maybe? Is that it? Yeah, I think that's right. So, okay. This one I'm going to definitely glue because it's already pretty much together. So I'm just going to add glue around the outsides and not in the middle so that the pages aren't too stiff. I'm going to skip a page and then glue the next one. And you know what? If it turns out that I completely fail, I'll just gut the book. And, you know, make my own signatures, which is something I had considered doing in the first place anyway. So, alright, I'm going to continue this where I glue a page, I skip a page. So, let's see. I glued those 2 pages. I feel like these need to be glued together. And then those 2 can be kept apart. Okay, well, I'll figure it out. It may not be exactly perfect, but we'll have some sort of a book in the end. And I'm not going to do all the flaps and everything in this one. I decided I kind of wanted to leave it bare bones, and then if I wanted to add flaps or pockets, I'm going to add those on my own as I decorate my journal. So I'm thinking a little bit more of this as not so much a junk journal, I guess, maybe more of an art journal potentially. So we'll see how it goes. Everybody, so what I ended up doing was, as you saw, I glued every other page together essentially. So we took the number of pages and divided that by 2 basically, and so I don't know, good, bad, or indifferent, that's the way I've got it set up. And you know, if it turns out that pages start falling out and I'm just having all kinds of issues, it's still not to say that I couldn't still fix it. I mean, yeah, let's say this page decided to fall out. I mean, I think I'll have to add some duct tape, masking tape in the spines here and there. Definitely here needs some because this one is just 1 page. Actually, I could tear this out, but I don't mind having that. If I end up having to tear pages out, I can still create them into a journal by joining 2 pages together and, you know, joining them with some fabric or something in the middle and still come up with some kind of a journal. So in the end, I think what I'm going to do is keep it the way that it is for right now, and then as I'm working, if I want a pocket, I'll fold over, you know, a page, or if I want a tuck spot, I'll take off half of this page and turn it into a tuck spot with the next page. So And then also, I mentioned this in the last series. I kind of felt like, yeah, and this one's by itself too. Huh, interesting. Well, I think that's because I glued the first and last pages together, or the first 2 pages and then the last 2 pages together. So then we've just got an extra one. Anyway, what was I just saying? Oh, I felt like my prompts, it was a little hard to do some of the prompts because the pages already had decoration on them, which may or may not have coincided with what I would want to do for that particular prompt. So I'm going to leave these pages undecorated, and I will decorate as I go this time. So in the next episode, or series number, the next part, I'm going to go ahead and I'll have another prompt list printed out. And I apologize. I don't know what happened, but for some reason I copied the wrong description from a different series and pasted it into this series. And so I forget who asked me about my prompt list, if I came up with it myself or if I found it somewhere. If you're curious, and I told her in my reply, it's in the description. And then I realized, I don't know if the one that she was watching had it in that description. I had to fix like 3 or 4 of them. So hopefully, if you're watching, please go back and check again. Or if you didn't find it, they are all updated now. I went back and fixed all the descriptions. So should be good to go. But if you were wondering about the prompt list, this is a collection of prompts that I found from different various lists on Pinterest. What did I search? Junk journal prompt list, art journal prompt list, journal prompt list, you know, that kind of thing. And I kind of took bits and pieces from quite a few different ones, and then some of these are just prompts that I came up with on my own. So there you have it. So as always, if you want a copy of this, I've made it available. It's in OneDrive for anyone who would want to print one out, and I think I'll keep the background the way that it is because I really like that. I really like that flower. I have those flowers in my backyard, actually. They don't bloom until the fall. They look like weeds until then, and actually they may be weeds, but when they bloom, they're awfully pretty. So anyway, alright guys, well, I think that's gonna do it for this one. I'm sorry, not a super inspiring video this time, but I am exhausted today. I don't know what my problem is. I woke up exhausted and I just never recovered. So I think I'm gonna call it for today, and then next time we'll work in either this one or my other one, the big one, I don't know what to call that one, coffee table book. Anyway, I'll figure out a name for that one when I have more inspiration. And we'll kind of walk through that one a little bit next time too. And then I do still need to work in my Strong Quotes journal. The poor thing is getting neglected because of all this other hubbub that's going on with this, finishing all these projects and whatnot. And over the weekend I ended up finishing, I have a bunch of journals kind of in progress, so I finished another set of journals that I will be listing in my Etsy shop in the next few days, or sometime this week anyway. And then of course I can't forget, I also have a man junk journal to kind of put together and plan. So I'm going to bring you guys along on that one for sure. And then I have some more ideas. So I've always got ideas, guys. So, and kind of just bunches of things in progress. So hopefully it's not too boring for you. Please let me know if you have other ideas too, because I'm always looking for a good idea that I can incorporate, and especially something that you guys would be interested in watching. So, alright, I'm going to stop rambling now and bid you farewell until the next time. Alright guys, I'll see you later. Bye.